Alright, here is the rack installed with some batteries in it, some actual batteries in it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 batteries in there. And there's one down there. That little guy doesn't count, don't worry about him. He's going to be the 12 volt. These are going to be the balls right here. All the Xspower batteries. Negative posts are going to be here because they're awfully close to the metal of the vehicle. So I'm going to run the positives towards the center and then the negatives towards the outside because they're pretty close to the metal. Here, this is the positive right now for the compressors for the air ride. We have a negative, and then everything else is connected to the other one for the 12 volt. So that's what it's looking like. That sure is a whole lot of batteries in a trunk. Looks pretty sweet. I like how that looks. So also, let's look at something else. We have 214 pounds in the tank. That's a little high, but I did put the new pressure switch in there. I'm going to stop that dinging. I did put a new pressure switch in, so it's going to run a little bit higher. It's adjustable, so I will be able to run it back down to 200, but 214 is pretty cool too. Alright, so we'll do this. Okay, maybe I'll shut it off. Pressure switch, or switch box, whatever you want to call it. I am going to be making a new one of these. I'm going to be building a new one, so I'll watch for that later on. Here's the up for the rear. Let's see what this thing does. I haven't actually tested this yet. Let's see where she goes with all the batteries in. Alright. Cool. So now I'll put the car back on. It dropped down to 164 pounds. 65 pounds in the rear bags. So we'll see once this fills back up to about 200 pounds, we'll see how high we can get it in the rear. Looks pretty tall already. So we have 186 pounds in the tank. 75 pounds, 76 pounds in the rear. Bags. About 80 pounds. 200 pounds in the tank. 80 pounds in the rear bags. Pounds, 200 pounds in the tank, so the tank should be shutting off pretty soon. Looks like I'm going to have to turn the pressure switch down a little bit because it's running pretty high. I only wanted to put 200 pounds in the tank, so it's doing 200 pounds, 210 pounds. So we'll see if, I know this video kind of sucks, but see if we can get any more out of the rear. That looks like it's about maxed out. Alright, now let's take a look at that. It's pretty goofy looking. Pretty tall in the back. Put the new bags in. The new switch. So it looks like it gets pretty tall in the ass end. There's the bumper off the ground next to my welder. See how high the bumper is. I'm really liking this right now. So we'll do a straight on shot. And see if we can get a shot a little bit farther away. Of how high the back end is. Looks pretty sweet. And that's with more batteries in than I had last year, so we'll be able to get it a little bit higher. I don't have the woofers in right now, so that's going to be about another 400 pounds. But I don't think we'll have a problem. So that's what it looks like with the batteries. And we're a little bit higher in the back end. So now I'll see what this looks like. Swallows that wheel. That's not quite as high, but here you go.